5 years down the line, you can ask for $100 million. You know why? Because you appreciate it. Your value grows.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at the perception of my company.
Yeah.
This is art. This is not dollar signs. This is art. It will be worth more, and it's going to be worth more 5, 10 years now. My company's I'm going to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars in, let's say, 10 years.
Welcome everyone again to another episode of Beyond the Athlete presented by Basketball Nation. My name is Coach David, and today we have a special guest from across the pond with us live in London today. We have a gentleman here who is an athlete in his own right, businessman, entrepreneur, creative. May I introduce to you Curtis Collins, who is the founder and owner of Creative Cultures Management. Curtis, thank you for coming down today.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
How was your journey down?
Man, it was cool. It was a flight, wasn't as long as I thought it was. A little crammed. I didn't get a first class seat, so I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting in like the extended, but it was nice though. It was cool.
That's good. That's good.
For sure.
That's good. Obviously I've done the introduction, and normally what I do is when I do introductions for people, I always ask them, did I do good enough? What have I missed? So is there any way that you would introduce yourself as well?
No.
So that people know beyond what you do?
I think introductions are based off your knowledge, and I don't, if I give you predetermined, you know what I'm saying, a conversation that's already predetermined or introduction that's predetermined, it sounds kind of not genuine.
I hear you.
So I'd rather you just say what you feel or say what you didn't see or what you recognize, and that's how you introduce me, and I'm cool with that.
Okay, appreciate it. Let's jump in straight away. So for me, I want to know about yourself, first of all. Where you're from, what your upbringing was like, family, if you're willing to share that as well.
Of course.
Because we want to understand the journey of where the beginning all the way to what you do now with Creative Cultures and even beyond that as well.
Gotcha.
So what was that like for you growing up?
So I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, born and raised, from Hallville to be exact.
Okay.
It's a area in the city of Indianapolis, inner city. I come from a big family, 4 brothers and 3 sisters. I'm the youngest.
Oh,
8.
okay.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So I seen a lot early growing up because, my brother and sister's almost 10 years older than me.
Wow.
So, just watching them kind of navigate and go through life and do certain stuff, I learned what I did and didn't want for myself. Still having both of my parents in my life, you know what I'm saying? My mother and father, they're still together, almost 30 years. So that's beautiful to see. And then, man, I was always like, I was a kid that was energetic. I was always into stuff. I was always into, sports. I was always into like meeting people, traveling, doing stuff. Even as a kid, I've always been like that. That's always been my thing. So now I'm getting into the space where I'm a businessman. It kind of like you go back and look at your life and be like, okay, I recognize where that comes from.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So understanding that, man, it was just like super dope growing up in Indianapolis because it was like a homegrown place. You can go raise kids there. You can go play sports. You can kind of get a little bit of everything. And I lived in the Midwest. I don't know if you're familiar with the Midwest.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah.
Vaguely,
Okay. So the Midwest of the United States, it's like the heart of the country. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody gives, the West Coast credit for certain things, and they give the East Coast credit. But the Midwest is like where you get like the hard workers, the grungy people, you know what I'm saying? The real like blue collar, like you know what I'm saying? Like you getting it up every day, you want to get it. And that's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? The Chicagos, the Detroits, the Cincinnatis, the Clevelands, you know what I'm saying? Those are all the hard workers. So growing up in that region of the country, you was known for certain things. Like you met somebody from the Midwest, you was like, nah, they work hard.
Yeah.
That's a thing out there.
Yeah.
And you meet somebody from the West Coast, you're like, oh, they laid back. East Coast, they kind of like turned up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, everybody got their own things, man.
Yeah.
But growing up in Indy, man, it was super dope. It was super dope. I learned a lot playing sports. I used to throw parties.
Okay.
That's how I got into a lot of this. I was a party promoter. Growing up, I don't call myself that now because I'm not a party promoter.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not. I'm an event curator. You know what I'm saying? So like
I like that, event curator. I like that.
I create experiences for people. You know what I'm saying? With my clients, I create experience for them. I put them in a space that they've never really been tapped into. I put them in rooms that they've never had a conversation in. And I'm bringing the unnormed to my circle now. Sure. I don't do things the normal way. I don't have the normal events. I'm doing everything unorthodox. I'm doing everything my way, and it's cool because people recognize that. So when you go to my event, you know exactly what event you're at. You know what I'm saying? So,
Nice. And I like when you mentioned about the Midwest being the blue collar area, where you have the most hardworking people there. It already shows me. It already makes me understand your journey. Yeah. Obviously, I've done my research as well. You're playing football,
for sure.
Notre Dame as well, and then the fact that you just said you were an event curator as well, and then now also doing creative cultures as well. So it kind of shows the progression. It's almost like you've just kept progressing. You've never stopped.
No,
you've never thought to myself, oh yeah, let me just sit back and just get a 9-to-5 job or anything like that. You've just kind of kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And
got to, man. And that's a testament of my work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in myself that much. I have a degree in marketing. You know what I'm saying? So
it explains the experiences as well.
Exactly. So I can go get a $100,000 paying job plus, but that doesn't make me happy. You know, listen to stuff I don't normally want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in a Zoom call and listen to you talk about, you know, residuals from this and this. I don't care about that. Can I get up and go have a glass of champagne on a yacht in a couple hours? Can I go do that?
Why not?
Can I go take a phone call with a couple millionaires and we talk numbers and we put a play together and I'm on a flight next to Croatia in the morning? Those are the things that matter to me. I don't give a shit about all the stuff you guys are, you know, the political correct stuff. I'm not politically correct. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I do what I want to do. That's what makes my brand my brand. So that's what I call creative culture.
Nice, I love that. I'm gonna go into the side of sports that you said. That will be where we will lead up from. So how did you first get into sports, and what sports did you play?
So I got into sports early on as a kid, about 4 years old. I was always a football guy.
Okay.
I was real aggressive. I was a real aggressive kid. Now I had 7 other siblings. So
exactly.
That plays a big part into it. You know what I'm saying? I have 7 other siblings, so they made me kind of aggressive. My household was just like an aggressive household. It was like real like. You know, early on in the morning, my mom up yelling, talking about clean up and no. So my brother and sister, you know, they like, I'm the little one, so they kind of like use me as a scapegoat for certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? They can just kind of like throw it off. Well, Kurt didn't do it, and I kind of get in trouble sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But I grew up, man, playing football, basketball, baseball. I try to play everything. You know what I'm saying? I never turned down no fades with no sports. I never ran from like adversity when it came to stuff, but I was a football guy, and then kind of got older, man. In high school, I played sports. Football was my thing. Ended up getting a scholarship to Notre Dame. College, which my school actually just closed down like last week.
Oh wow!
It's no more. My school doesn't even exist no more.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm glad I got it in while I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot while I was up there. Lived in Cleveland, Ohio for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And we did our thing up at Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? We took a program that nobody's ever heard of and put them on national TV, put them on national stage.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? I got guys from big schools wanting to commit, you know what I'm saying, to my school all because I was there and transferring and doing X, Y, and Z. So like, I really like I took something kind of like where I'm from. I'm from Indianapolis, so nobody knows about us. Nobody really knows we're known for certain stuff. You probably the only thing you know about Indianapolis is Michael Jackson. No, he's not even from there. He's from Gary. But like, that's what people think of when they think of Indiana. They think of Michael Jackson and stuff. So I changed the narrative and I took something small and made it big. And I think that's what my brand is a testament to.
That's amazing. And you said that a lot of top athletes wanted to come there because you were there. So what kind of impact did you have with football? Because obviously I'm someone that watches football, but more on the NFL side, but not really college side. So what sort of player were you for them to be like, oh, Curtis is at Notre Dame, I'm going to Notre Dame? Like,
I think that it was how I presented it. You know, I can sell you, somebody can give you a bag of trash and you just think it's trash, but I'll dress it up, spray some cologne on it, you know, do some stuff to it. Like, oh, that's not a bag of trash, that's a duffel bag. You know what I'm saying? So I took that perspective of like making something look like it was like, it's kind of cool, and I made it look cool. You know what I'm saying? So I took things that normally didn't look cool, and I made it cool. You know, and that's kind of like where I got that. Like, okay, this is how you have to present yourself, and this is how you got to get people to kind of buy in. And I was winning. I lost 5 games my entire college career.
Wow.
I lost 5.
That's crazy.
On my hand. I went there for 5 years, bro.
That's crazy.
I lost 5 games. So I basically lost 1 game a year.
Yeah.
How many people would say they did that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out of 5 years, you lost 5. So that grew into the stigma of like dressing it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you dress it up, make it look good, but you also have to play good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I was one of the top performers at my school. I was an all-time leading tackler. You know what I'm saying? So like, I did things to add to the value of dressing it up. So after a while, you can sell it to some people. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You do so much to a house, you reconstruct it after a while, somebody gonna buy it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
Kind of the same concept.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then what happened after Notre Dame? What was that like?
So I came out COVID year, 2020. So the worst draft class I could have came out, man. I came out that year. That happened, man, and I went through a lot that time, man. I went through a lot, just like mentally, and you know, it messed with me a lot, man. And I had a lot of doubt about myself because, you know, I was like, man, why this happened to me? The most thing I dreamed of doing going to the NFL, it's shot out of the sky because of, you know, some stuff out of my control. And, you know, I was mad and, you know, upset, but I looked at it as a positive. If I never would have lost or I never would have had those experiences, I never would be here today talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Because it taught me about like prosperity, it taught me about faith, it taught me about adversity, it taught me about staying down and humbling yourself. It taught me about so many things because I was like, what if I would have won and went to the NFL right away? I would have never learned none of these lessons.
Yeah.
I would have just been like, man, like, I'm winning, I got a whole bunch of money, let's go blow it, let's go do this, let's do that. And now it sat me down and God made me take a step back and was like, look, you're gonna have to work for this. And that's what I did. So I ended up getting an opportunity, played in the fan control football league for a little bit, ended up getting a shot in which is now in the UFFL.
Okay, yeah.
But the spring league, played in that, won a championship in that, got a couple workouts with some teams, ended up getting signed to another league, and you know what I'm saying, just kept doing, progressing, and then one day I woke up, I walked away from the game.
So what was that like for you?
I got tired of having another man's destiny in his hands. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of somebody telling me my value, and I knew how valuable I was. You know what I'm saying? Value didn't always have to be on the field. I was a valuable guy off the field. You know what I'm saying? I was a locker room guy. I made sure everybody got to, you know, I got on people's nerves, but as a person that wanted it and wanted to see everybody win, like I don't even know you, but I want to see you win.
Appreciate it.
And that,
Same.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just me, and I've always been like that. So naturally, a locker room guy has to be like that. He wants to see everybody win, but you have to be a certain way to see everybody win. You have to be an asshole sometimes. You got to kind of like, some people not going to like you, teammates not going to like you. Maybe somebody on the coaching staff may not like you, but at the end of the day, it's a common goal. We win. And going back to what I said, I lost 5 games. We win, and that's all I cared about. That's still all I care about.
I love that. Like, the thing is that a leader is never looking for anyone to like them, or looking for anyone to be their friend.
Exactly.
They're the ones that take up that burden and that man to be like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be on top, to win. Basically. So if you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, then get out of our way, basically. So that's pretty much what you've explained there, which is amazing. Going back to the fact that you had, obviously you have 8 siblings, you're the youngest. My role is completely different from yours. So I'm the oldest of 5.
That's dope.
And I'm the only guy as well, so it's all girls.
Wow.
But mine took me into, it's crazy, it took me into fashion before sports.
So I'm a big fashion.
Yeah, there you go. So like my mom and dad were both designers back in Nigeria. Mom's designs now. 2 of my sisters are creatives.
So how you get here from Nigeria?
We moved here 24 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, 24 years ago, yeah. So I've never been back since.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, I'm always thinking that for me to even go back, it's like there's something has to be there for me. I'm not going back there to have fun or whatever it is. It's always about progression and something new for me as well.
Do you feel like you enjoy like this process and like kind of like have moments of reflection?
Oh, 100%. This process is amazing. I think the process is always the best part of the journey itself. And the process for me has been bittersweet is also because there's times when I went through a lot of depression. But at the same time, I had to find a way out of that depression. So now I can help someone get out of the same thing now. Because we work with Basketball Nation, we work with a lot of young guys. The youngest I would say that we work with is like 14 years old. Oldest would be like 27. And there's guys that are 20 that will come to me and be like, listen, like, I remember one of the young guys called me one night and he basically was having issues at home. He called me saying, I want to break something. I'm so angry right now, this and that. And he's like, I'm always going through this. This is how I am. Then he's the nicest guy ever, but he's going through something that he's not been able to speak to anyone about, but he was able to speak to me about. So I can now share my experiences of what I went through and how I came out of it, to show him that, listen, like this is the way forward and there's light at the end of the tunnel. Don't think that this is what it looks like now. It's just a process. It's just something that some of us obviously have to go through to grow, basically.
I agree.
So that's why I say that I enjoy the process a lot. Because
the process, man, honestly, the process made me fall in love with the journey even more. You know what I'm saying? Going through certain things, like probably like in the last couple months, I done lost probably like $10,000-$20,000. You know what I'm saying? And I never spoke about it, but it was just like one of those things you got to go through as a business owner. You got to go through as an entrepreneur. You got to go through as a, you know what I'm saying, trying to establish yourself in the game. Like I'm one of the youngest CEOs of the game. I just turned 28 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of the youngest CEOs in the game right now, handling business, and I'm taking them big bosses loss. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the game. And a lot of people not gonna tell you that. They're gonna shoot the shits and make it seem like, oh, everything's peaches and cream. Like I have times where I might be up 20, 30,000, and I have times I'm only up like 2,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you go back and forth, you teeter a lot, and I invest a lot into my business. And essentially, while I'm out here in London, that's investing into myself, doing things like this, spending this money to take trips and network with people and do these things. It costs money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be okay with going through a process of losing. You're gonna lose, maybe you might lose for 6 months straight. You know what I'm saying?
You might lose for 2 years straight.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you gotta be prepared and okay with that. And not a lot of people are prepared and okay with that. I'm okay with that because I've lost so much in life, as figuratively and sometimes mentally, that like, this ain't nothing. Like, I just gotta deal with this for 2 months. Okay, cool. And I'm cool with that.
It's the process is very, very interesting. And I was just going back to like the family side of things. It was almost like, for me, growing up, that was also a process as well, because when we came here, we lived in a one-bed house. I mean, one room in a building. They called it a bed and breakfast. And we were in that one room. So imagine there's five kids, one mum, on a 4-bed, 2 double bunkers basically. So bed on top, bed at the bottom, and we're all in that small little box. That room was maybe as big as from the door, like all here like that. For 5 years.
This whole room.
For 5 years.
That's crazy.
So that was part of the process.
I respect you, bro.
So that was part of the process that gave me a drive, but obviously along the way you still have certain things, like as a young teenager you still want to experience something, you still want to explore certain things, so you go into certain things, maybe be around certain crowds and stuff like that, but it's almost like that process, that journey comes back to you again. And during COVID was the best time for me, like in contrast with your
terrible time
experience.
So we had 2 different experiences.
Because it made me, it's almost like the world stopped, and it made me also stop, because I was the kind of person that would move so fast, because the world is moving so fast. I'm trying to catch up and keep up. So when it stopped, it always made you think, okay, cool, I need to realize what I'm doing. So, but what I did before realizing what I was doing was serve other people. So friends that had businesses, this family that I'm part of as well, serving where I could, and literally just putting myself out of the equation and saying, I'm just gonna help people. And then just from that alone, then comes the 2 years after comes the notion that, okay, let me do basketball. And that was based on me helping a young guy, saying, bring your guys, I'll book a court for you, let's go and play basketball. I'll bring my team, you bring your team. And then just started from there. And then became now a podcast We've now got kit partnership with New Balance. We've got.
I need some of them too, man.
Yeah.
Give me some of them.
Love. Don't worry. I'll sort you out. And then all these things are happening. Getting to meet someone like yourself. Getting to meet people like. Being able to speak to people like Dennis Page, Josh Gotthelf, who used to run Dime Magazine.
Yeah.
So I'm able to like connect with these people just from helping people.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? So
that's
it's
dope,
like,
man. That's super dope.
It's quite interesting that process. A lot of people always think that process is hard, but it's meant to be hard because I always say that if it
was easy, everybody do it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right.
The strongest warriors, the people that come out on top, the people that lead the world, have to go through the hardest process anyway.
For sure.
So,
I know, man. I'll tell you one thing. If you got that mindset, you already won to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the greatest human act is to inspire somebody.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So if you already going into it with that mindset, you already won. You know what I'm saying? I know just from being in certain rooms when people are going to be winners. You know what I'm saying? And I know you'll be a winner, bro. So I just think you just take that energy and keep spreading to the world because it's only going to affect more people. And the more people you affect, like, you know what I'm saying? I got connected to you because of George. He's a winner. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
George is a winner, man. So, you know, I've always taken a liking to people that have the determination. They have that grit about themselves to never give up. Like, I don't stop, bro.
Yeah, same.
I don't take no for an answer.
Neither does George.
Yeah, and trust me, that's why I like him, man. I like him, man. That's my guy, man. So shout out to my man, George, man. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So, you know, I got to give credit where credit is due.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And then going back into our conversation, did you have anyone in your life like that as well that really kind of like pushed you or took you under their wing and said, listen, like, this is what I've been through. I don't want you to make the same mistakes. Yeah. Like a mentor or mentors.
You know what's crazy, man? I had a lot of older homies, and then I got older siblings.
Of course, yeah.
So like, I kind of just learned vicariously through people. That was my way of learning. I just watched and seeing certain stuff that I didn't like and I did like, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this. I'm not gonna do this. I am gonna do this. I don't think that's a good decision over here. I may not talk like that. You know what I'm saying? I was learning vicariously through people. So, you know, like, and this is no shade to my family and my siblings. Like, they had kids kind of early. I know that, like, if I wanted to progress where I needed to go and I wanted to take my life and my career where I needed to go, I probably shouldn't have kids that early. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock to them because, you know, my niece and nephew are the best thing that ever happened to me. But at the same time, I know that I needed to hold off as long as I could and to progress and get to where I wanted to go, where I felt comfortable having kids and starting a family and bringing people into this world that I had to look after. And I just learned that piece of it, and then I learned pieces of it that they taught me, and you know, about like getting up, going to work, and figuring it out, and you know, being a man's man and taking care of home. Like, I also learned that from my father. You know, my father paid every bill in the house. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes my mom made more than him. You know what I'm saying? Because she was an entrepreneur. She was self-made. You know what I'm saying? So like, I learned that from my mom. You know what I'm saying? And my dad was a hustler too. He was a real hustler. But you know, I watched him get up and go to work every day. And he came home, paid the bills, make sure my mom had this, make sure she had this. Everything was taken care of. So vicariously, that's what I'm gonna do for my wife. My wife won't have to pay a bill. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I want for myself because I watched my father do it. And my dad's a stand-up dude, you know what I'm saying? So I've always, you know, respected my dad, respected him to the fullest. And my mom too, you know what I'm saying? She's always been super flexible. My mom, she'll figure it out, you know what I'm saying? It'll be one day, she's like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And the next day, you know, she made it happen. I'm like, man, this is dope. So probably really, man, just being around a lot of big homies, my siblings for sure, my parents. I always had like older friends, you know what I'm saying? So usually most of my friends are probably like in their 30s, you know what I'm saying? Almost 40, you know what I'm saying? Even like my cousins are older than me. I would go pull up on them. So like, I just got game from a lot of OGs, and I think that's what we're missing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you had an OG or you had people that what you call your OGs or big homies. But I feel like the game in our society are missing big homies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a big homie to a lot of people. A lot of people call me big bro or big bro or whatever the case might be. And it ain't necessarily about my age, it's about how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? What is an OG looking like? Are you giving game? Are you putting people in positions to win? Are you making sure that everybody around you can go do this? And you don't have to always be in the room, but they use your name to get to the room. And now they hold their own water. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're we're missing being big homies. Like a lot of that's what we're missing.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Having big bros and having guys, and not necessarily sunning you, but more in a sense of like guiding you.
Guiding, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Guiding.
yeah.
So I definitely
Because I think a lot of the younger guys now and ladies, they're very observant.
Yeah.
So you
the followers.
They are, and it's almost like what looks like the brightest thing right now. It's so crazy. It's almost like
it's like a trend.
Yeah,
it's a trend.
Yeah,
it's
almost like a programming where you see a like a shiny gold coin and you're just attracted to it.
Facts.
But it's like, what's the value of that gold coin?
Exactly.
Basically. So it's like, now it's like you said, how do we package the good things as well? The things that are valuable to make it look attractive for them to be like, oh wow, okay, I actually want to observe him, or I want to observe her, I want to learn from him, other than like just watching what's on TikTok or social media and thinking that that's where it is, because
it's not reality, man.
Yeah,
it's not reality. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I really go out into the neighborhoods. I really go out into cities.
If you can ask anybody that knows me personally, if you tell me to pull up and I got the time, I'll pull up.
You know what I'm saying? Like I told George, you can ask George. You can ask him after the interview. He said, man, you got to come out to London, man. I said, all right.
Cool.
I'll be out here.
Appreciate that.
A little bit hard. I told him, yeah, I'm
coming out this day. You know, like, set it up. Like, you sure? I'm like, dead ass. I'll be out here.
book the flights into him. Like, I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, damn, you really pulled up.
Yeah, bro, because first of all, I'm big into being a man of my word. Even if it takes me a while to get it done, I'm still gonna hold myself accountable to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So like, no matter if I told you, like, look, bro, I'm gonna make sure a couple of my athletes get on your podcast, or I'm gonna make sure it may take us a year to do it, but I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, that was just the timing of our situation.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make sure it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what it is, man, I always try to be a man of my word. And I always, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if it don't happen at the time I wanted to, I'll make sure I still do it. Just because I want you to show you, like, nah, he still came through on what he said he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So that's just
appreciate that.
On that. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Let's hit on creative cultures now, management. Where did the idea come from? What inspired you to even start?
So a funny story. So I was helping a homie out, and he had like a deal with somebody. Like I think it was like some real estate or something, some type of deal. And he made like 30,000-40,000 off the deal. And I didn't ask, I didn't tell him to, none of that. I just woke up one day, he zelled me like 2,500. He was like, yo, thank you for helping out. I'm like, what you saying this for? He's like, shit, I wouldn't have 40,000 and it wasn't for you. So I'm like, all right, cool, appreciate it. And then I was like, hold on, I can do this again. This is kind of easy. Like, all I did was make a phone call and told somebody to hop on the phone and, yo, this my man's, he a good dude, mess with him. That's what happened. And I made $2,500 off of it. So I'm like, okay, cool. I was always been a connected guy. I've always been connected. You know what I'm saying? I've always been able to walk in rooms. I've always been able to have conversations with people.
Yeah.
I'm well-mannered, you know what I'm saying? So I know how to talk in different environments and not, disrespect people or offend them or, certain things you may offend somebody because you didn't know that information. But like, generally speaking, I know how to conduct myself in multiple rooms, multiple environments. You know what I'm saying? I can go to East Africa right now and then fit in with over there. I can go to Germany. I can go to, back to the States. I can move anywhere in the world because I just know how to conduct myself in all facets. So with that being said, I was like, okay, how do I leverage this? And then one day I'm sitting in my crib, talking to the homie, and he's like, man, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to create this shit, man. I'm trying to be cultured. I'm like, that's a dope name, bro. And I was looking for a name for my company, but I didn't know what to call it. And he said that, man, and it just kind of stuck with me, like, creative culture, Curtis Collins. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's how I came
It's so crazy, right?
That's how I came up with it.
That's amazing. Yeah. It's so crazy how ideas can just come out of like anywhere.
And we was talking about some old BS. Like, we wasn't even talking about nothing important. It was just like, we seen some stuff on Instagram. He like, man, they're not doing this stuff, man. They ain't creating like that, man. I'm trying to be cultured. I'm like, damn, that's a good name, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the homie, you know what I'm saying, that helped me with that. I ain't gonna throw his name out there, but that's my dog, man, so he know who he is, but definitely appreciative of coming up with that, man, and then I got it, you know what I'm saying, I just ran with it, bro. But now it is what it is today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So how many athletes would you say you work with right now?
Like 6 to 7.
Wow.
6 to 7 right now. And then I have 3 recording artists.
Okay.
I just signed Tay 2 times. Artist based out of Indianapolis, from Indianapolis, but he's been on a couple big projects. He was on YG's project.
Nice.
Had a song called War Stars with him. And he had a song with D3 Season called My Brother, I'm sorry. And he did some other songs with, I think it's Kaylin For Real. If I'm messing it up, my fault, bro. That's a song, he just put a song out with Mozzie.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if you know Mozzie.
I know him, yeah.
So
Crazy. The first time I heard Mozzie was, I think, 2017.
Yeah.
Around that time when he was still, but now he's more like mainstream now.
Get the name of the song, actually.
He's now more mainstream, but I used to listen to Mozzie then those times as well.
I think the song is called Rap Life.
Okay.
Yeah, Rap Life. He just did that song with Mozzie. He just put that out about a week or 2 ago.
Nice.
So that's doing well. So if y'all got that, go stream that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I just signed Tay 2 times. And I'm working on some new partnerships. You know, we want to tour out here in the UK. Do shows. Artist 3VM, Artist Foreign Angel. So those guys they're doing their things right now.
George is your guy for that.
Yeah. We're going to tap in, man.
George is your guy for that.
We're going to tap in any of my new clients. And, you know, I'm working on signing some new players and stuff like that. And I signed my first WNBA player this year.
Nice, yeah.
Ty Harris. I play for the Connecticut Sun. You know, my guy, Tay Crowder. Man, the list goes on. You know, so I got a lot of dope guys that I'm working with, a lot of dope women I'm working with. And I try to make sure I give back to the people around me as much as I can during this process. So, like, you know, I try to, like, I'm working on hiring staff this year. So that's my thing, expanding the company. I'm hiring all black women staff, so all black women staff I'm hiring.
Nice.
You know, with the exception of certain things that's kind of out of my control, but I'm working on that just because I want to show women some love too. I feel like they deserve credit. I come from a black woman, so I think it's important that I do it that way.
I love that. Yeah. It's been a few strong years for women's sports.
Yeah, it is.
Very strong years.
It is.
So having Ty Harris is quite
She's dope, man.
powerful, and I've seen her play as well. I've watched some of her games.
Appreciate that.
She's really good. Even before I even found out that you work with her.
Yeah.
When George showed me your page, I was like, oh yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah.
Because I've been following women's sports as well. So especially
she played at South Carolina with Don Staley. Won the national championship. All types of things. So she's super dope, man. She's a great person, great personality. I love to have her on, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I would love to have her as well, 100%.
So we'll figure that part out.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, man, she's a great person. Her season's coming up, starting in April.
Okay.
So I'll be at all the games a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll be there, you know, rooting her on and helping her with her career and just pushing the envelope, man. I'm trying to change the narrative on women's sports. I'm trying to change the narrative on helping women and marketing women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a chance, not in the sense of taking a chance on like her, but I'm gonna take a chance on the narrative. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to change that narrative, that scope of how people look at women's sports and how it's marketed and how it's like I'm busting down doors. I'm coming there kicking ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. So I'm not taking, like I said, I'm not taking no for an answer. Like, you gonna work with us, and not forcefully, but like on some like, you gonna work with us because of the things we stand for, our morals, our integrity, what's important to us, what's not important to us. You know what I'm saying? The things that build a foundation to have a great, successful, sustainable business and a great, sustainable brand. That's what my business is about. It's not about, yeah, we can get money, that's cool, but like, what's your integrity, your moral support behind what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't drink, but you got a liquor sponsor, morally that don't fit you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why go put that in your brand or have that attached to your brand?
That's true.
That's not what you do. I don't smoke weed, so I don't want to get a weed company to sponsor my company. Now they can go sponsor my artists because they may smoke weed or they like to smoke weed, but me personally, that doesn't work for my brand. So I'm not letting that sponsor my company. And there's no shade for no weed
Of course
brands.
not. Yeah.
But that's not who my brand is.
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah.
we clean cut guys. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like to do business a certain way. So you got to be on brand with yourself. Make sure your brand matches your motto and what you stand for. And if it doesn't, don't sacrifice your brand all for some dollars.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah. Funny you said that. Because there is some. So a lot of betting companies in the UK like want to really invest into basketball, but basketball in the UK is so strongly a grassroots sports right now. Because you have a lot of young people playing the sport. A lot of young people. Like in the States, you guys may not see it, but here there's so much young people that
I can see that. Because you guys don't have an age requirement, do you?
Yeah, so it's like you're talking about kids. So for example, a friend of mine, his daughter started a new school, and they said that the queue for basketball sign-ups was crazy. Like everyone wanted to play basketball. So it's like there's something there, but a lot of these betting companies always want to try and kind of invest into it, but it's impossible because it doesn't really fit with the demographic as well.
Do you guys have a feeder league here?
Yeah, so a feeder league, I would say we do. It's not everywhere, but there are like schools that feed into the pro league. So for example, there's one now in East London that feeds into the London Lions, which is the London Pro League, the BBL, which is the British Basketball League.
I think my boy Marcus Teague,
Okay.
he used to play on the London team.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
dope.
a couple years ago or something like that. I think Marcus used to play out here. He went to my high school.
Oh, nice.
You know the Club 520 podcast? Jeff T.
520. Yes.
So they all come from my high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jeff T come from my high school. His brother
Oh,
Marcus.
nice.
So we all went to the same school. But me and Marcus went there at the same time, but me and Jeff is way older than me. But shout out to Jeff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Good dude, man. Got a great thing going on. So shout out to 520. But
I've seen him in a few podcasts.
yeah, he's hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He does not care at all.
Yeah.
He talks about anything.
Yeah.
Storytelling is immaculate.
Yeah. Was it him that said that I think LeBron James, I can't remember what game it was. Or maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was my
Oh, he was talking about LeBron like pushing him.
Yeah.
No, he pushed LeBron.
Yeah.
Because he was beating the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's too funny, man.
Yeah, shout out to Jeff, man. He's a good dude, man.
So like what you said, like you have to have the right, like if you're looking at branding per se for what you do, you have to connect with the right brands for that, because you can't just do it for money.
Nah.
Some people do, and it kind of works out for them in a sense. Maybe they become a big fan of the brand, etc. But like I said, there's still some sort of moral sort of aspect to it.
No, I agree, 1000%.
Yeah. My next question was around your athletes as well. What do you think is missing that you're providing with your athletes right now on the marketing side that a lot of athletes aren't really getting elsewhere?
Are you asking what my company does different?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to do the stuff that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You got these marketing companies, or you got these agencies, and that's no shade to them at all. They all try to fit this mode of what a professional athlete looks like.
Yeah.
My company is art. I'm an artist. Just like my recording artist and my athletes. Football is an art. Basketball is an art. It's a craft. You have to practice for hours on hours. Rapping, or singing and dancing, you have to practice for hours on hours. That's a craft. That's art at some point, to me. You know what I'm saying? So I look at these things as art. And I'm painting a canvas with my clients. We're painting a canvas together. What does this look like? What does this look like? How does this sound? How does this feel? What's the smell to this? What is, you know what I'm saying? What does it look like 5-10 years down the line? When you get a painting, when you paint the picture right away, it's not worth $1 million. You know why it's worth $1 million? Because over time, it curates and you know what I'm saying? It appreciates and it get appraised and you keep going through it. When you first sign your first contract, you don't get the best contract in football. You get league minimum. And after you play for a while and you have some accolades,
Keeps going up,
and then 5 years down the line, you can ask for $100 million. You know why? Because you appreciate it. Your value grows.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at the perception of my company.
Yeah.
This is art. This is not dollar signs. This is art. It will be worth more, and it's going to be worth more 5, 10 years now. My company's going to be. I'm going to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars in, let's say, 10 years. I know that for a fact because I see the value long term. Right now, the value is there, but it's not prominent because of I haven't had longevity yet. But once I get the longevity, my art and my clients gonna be worth 10 times more.
Yeah.
Because I see the long game in it.
Yeah.
So this is art, bro.
It's almost like you're partnering with the athletes to be involved in their development, but you're also adding the value for them to develop as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm adding immediate value right now.
Yes.
But the immediate value is long term. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I ask all my athletes, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what do you want to do 5, 10 years from now? Where do you see yourself? What matters to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's dive into those areas that are like short term right now, but they will have long term effects. So
Yeah. How do you deal with adversity?
I thrive in it.
Okay.
I thrive in adversity. It made me feel like I'm built for this shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get through something, you like, if I get through that, I can get through anything. Just like the saying is, like I'm moving to New York, and the saying is, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I built that kind of like mantra about myself. Like I feel like if I can go here and do this, I can do it anywhere. Like I have no idea, nothing about London. Never been here a day in my life, but I came out here and I felt comfortable. George called me, he was like, yo, you with who? Like, you doing what? He picked me up from a party, like he ain't even never been there. He was like, yo, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel comfortable because when I get in uncomfortable environments, I know how to maneuver. You know what I'm saying? I know how to make stuff shake. And I'm just like, adversity is perfect for me. Like I thrive in it and I love it because we're gonna see how really the type of person you are.
Yeah.
We're gonna put you in this room, we're gonna put you in this environment, we're gonna see how you shake up out of it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come out with the fur on you, you're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, skin and bones. What you gonna do? Barbecue and mildew.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts on more the digital side of things now. We all know social media is a very big part of daily life, especially when it comes to business, especially even when it comes to creativity as well. With myself, with Bossman Nation, we are always creating content. I think a lot of the young guys and ladies like that as well. But for us, it also shows a snippet of who we are and what we do, and attracts people to come and ask questions as well. So for creative cultures and for yourself, how big is social media? What sort of value would you say it brings to the brand as well and brings to your athletes? And is that something that you're looking to also grow?
I'm very selective on social media content, but there's value in it for sure. I think with social media, you have to be delicate in what you perceive in the people. You know what I'm saying? So I think I show a side of being a human too. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever see people like athletes, they'll go take pictures and they'll have like a drink and they'll hide it behind their back. And take a picture. That's not real, bro. It's not real. You drink. You may smoke cigars. You may get like Tom Brady. You see Tom Brady win a Super Bowl and he was lit and he tossed the trophy across the water. Tom Brady's crazy as hell for that, but that's why people like him even more.
Exactly,
Because it shows he's a real human, he's a real person, he makes mistakes, he does crazy stuff. That's okay, and I like to show that about myself because I let people know, like, I'm still human, bro. I still go out, I still get drunk, I still have fun with my friends, I still say crazy stuff time to time. You know, I don't say ignorant stuff, but I might say crazy stuff time to time, yell out, blurt out some stuff. Oh well, that's part of being a human. But I show all facets of my brand. I show the good part of it, I show the bad part of it. I tell you about the bad part. I've told you about losing money, I've told you about having to go through hardships. That's the realness of it. Now let me show you the dope stuff I'm doing. I'm doing this, I'm working with this brand, I'm traveling here, I'm doing this, I'm having fun. So there's all spectrum. So now with my brand, you're like, oh, he's not just like this perfect businessman. No, like I had a bad day today, and I'm gonna tell you about it, and I'm okay with telling you about it, and that's where my brand lies. So it's the realness in it, bro.
I love that. I love that. So what would you say the plans are for Creative Cultures now? Obviously, you have your athletes, Ty Harris. You have your artists as well. In the next, I don't even like asking that question actually. I don't like saying the next 5 years because that doesn't mean anything.
What takes me a year to do, it may take you a month.
That's what I'm saying. So that doesn't.
So vice versa. So I get what you're
So
saying.
for me, my question is like, what's the next step now? What's the next stage? Because I know you haven't. I know you've been doing this for a few years, and it's growing.
Yeah. Quick.
Very quick as well. So like, what's sort of like the next step? What we're expecting from yourself? Maybe something coming up this summer, this year.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a creative culture brunch.
Nice.
Like a mixer, almost networking event.
It's going to be an event. Since Rock Nation didn't do the brunch this year, I'm gonna kind of like step in and be that guy this year.
You know, Boardroom have started doing theirs as well now.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
with Kevin, Rich Kleiman, he's been collaborating with like different people and doing brunches and stuff like that, which is quite interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely have to tap in on that.
Yeah.
Man, I'm hosting my first networking events, mixer.
Nice.
It's gonna be a brunch style in New York City because that's where I'm based at now. So I want to launch my brand out there. I want to launch the company out there because I launched it in the Midwest. So now I'm launching it on the East Coast. And to have an event and just bring the who's are out, and the regular people too.
Yes.
Family, friends, all types of stuff. But I want to show people like what my company stands for and what we're capable of. And eventually I want to have hubs set up in every major city in the United States to start off, and then expand to different countries. But I want to have creative cultures in every city: LA, Miami, New York. Chicago. I have a branch in every city, to where my clients or we have, we're able to get stuff done in every major market and expand over here to London and expand over to Paris and expand. It's about expansion. I'm not trying to take over. I'm trying to collaborate. So I'm never going to come in your country, bro, and not give you a piece of the pie if I'm here. That's selfish, and that's how you get killed. You know what I'm saying? And that's dumb. Don't do that. I can't do that. So when I tell people collaborate with people, bring people in on projects, help people get money, feed their community. You can't come into somebody's community and take gold from them and expect them not to want to kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've watched that happen time and time again. And that's why people get, things happen to them. So I've learned that, like I said, vicariously. I watch what happens. I was like, okay, when I come in this community, I got to make sure I feed people. I make sure they have money in their pockets. Their children are eating. Their community is gaining resources. And that's what I want to come and do. It's not about, like I said, it's not about money or expansion. It's about cohesiveness and collaborating people, bringing people together. That's what creative culture is about. It's about community effort. I want to bring people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different nationalities, all types of things. I want to bring them into one room that they normally wouldn't be in. We're about to sit here and have drinks and have fun, and we're about to collaborate somehow. If you do real estate and you have a construction company, y'all two work together and start a project and go make $1 million. And if I don't make no money from it, cool. But I got y'all to work together. Now y'all friends, and now y'all at each other's weddings. That's what I care about.
I like that. I like that. So our mentor, mine and George's, said something very profound yesterday that really stuck with me, and he even referred to it on the sports side. It's like he's always like, why do we look up to all these athletes? Because they're, like you said earlier on, they're on almost like they're on another person's wage. Why don't you create a team or a league that feeds them? Basically. And for me, I found that like so profound. I was like, damn, like that's actually true. And it may not look so huge right now, but you have to start the process. You have to start the process. And for me, that process is looking at those young guys, because same way you said, you've looked at the community, you've observed certain things, you'd be like, okay, cool, this is what I need to do differently. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is what I need to do differently. I may be seeing the LeBron Jameses and the Kevin Durant's and Steph Curry's and stuff like that. They're amazing. they're doing what they're doing outside of basketball as well.
Yeah. I learned a lot, and not to cut you off, I learned a lot from like LeBron and stuff.
Yeah.
How his team works together.
Exactly.
You know, Rich Paul and what they're doing, Maverick Carter. And,
Yeah.
You know, I want to work with them at some point. You know, I know it's going to happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I believe that our synergies match. Success match. You know, I'm way younger than them. I believe I can add value to what they're doing, and they can add value to what I'm doing. And I think at some point we'll cross paths.
100%.
Me and LeBron will definitely do something. Him and his whole team.
100%. I'll be there as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. You gotta be there.
Yeah,
you gotta be there.
But it's interesting how they've kind of changed so many narratives of like actually doing exactly that. Like, okay, cool. Bread and butter for LeBron is playing in the NBA, but then he's used that money to actually create a platform for other people coming up.
Exactly.
So in my mind, it's like this is what it should be when it comes to sports. It's all good being an athlete, but can you be more than that?
Exactly.
Can you go beyond that, basically?
More than athletes, amazing. Amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's why we titled this Beyond the Athlete. We didn't want to go for, it almost sounds like the more than athlete, but Beyond the Athlete is something different because it's now, as an athlete, can you also transcend that mindset and mentality of an athlete into different spaces?
Yeah.
Can you transcend it into like what Kobe Bryant did with creative and writing books and doing short films and all that kind of stuff? Can you transcend it into creative cultures? Can you transcend into other things as well?
Exactly what I'm working on. I'm actually working on my first book.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm working on my first book. It's called The 1% Theory.
Nice.
It's just tapping into the mind of an elite thinker, an elite person. To play professional sports, you have to have a high motor up here. You have to be very disciplined.
Yeah.
And you have to make a lot of sacrifices. A lot of people don't see those sacrifices. So I'm giving like not a self-help book, but more of like a tutorial of like the things I dealt with and how you can translate it into your life and how you can use what I've dealt with or what I've learned into into your life and put it in. I'm just going to tell my story, but I'm going to tell it in a way that helps you. So I'm writing a book that's coming out probably next year.
Nice.
So I've already got all the chapters and stuff.
Amazing.
So now I just kind of got to write.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so that'll be out probably within the next year or so. And you know what I'm saying? And I just want to give tools. You know what I'm saying? Keep giving tools, man. Keep giving the help. Keep giving resources. That's what all of this is about, resources. You know what I'm saying? And how much we can provide to people. You know, I feel like we cut each other off, like trying to be gatekeepers or trying to withhold information. It's like, for what? Like, if I'm dead, like, what the hell is me not telling you gonna help you prolong your career? Because I wanted to be selfish. Like, I wanted to be, no, that's corny. That's weirdo activity. No, be a good person and share the information. If I get somebody tell me how to make $1 million, I promise you I'm gonna text you and George and my man's behind the camera and tell you how to make $1 million. I swear to God I will. And if I can make it within a short amount of time, I'm going to tell y'all.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because what's the point of me being the only millionaire in the room? And y'all gonna look for me to pay for everything.
That's true.
Versus if we all have $1 million, you buy dinner tonight. I got it tomorrow.
But anyway,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like,
That's true.
man.
That's true. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I've got 3 more questions to ask. They're almost kind of like outside questions from our conversation.
No, go ahead.
The first one will be, do you have a question for me?
Yes. Why don't you go back home?
Nothing motivates me to go back home. Nothing inspires me to go back home. I don't think I've really made a mark here first before I can even do anything over there as well.
This is me, my personal opinion. I think you don't have to wait till you made a mark somewhere. I think you have to go somewhere, and then I think going back home could inspire you more than you know. Because I hear you doing a lot of great things. You're doing a lot of dope stuff. You're an amazing person. You have a lot of great perspective. But I think going back home can not change your perspective, it can enhance your perspective. When I go back home, I get motivated because of the things I don't see. I'm like, there's no these type of restaurants here. There's no type of events like this here. So when I go home, I get more motivated because of the things that are not there. Okay, how do I go back to where I'm at and curate that and build it up and then take it back to my home? And that's what I kind of did. So I think going back home can kind of motivate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still have connections to home. And the reason why I answered it like that is that UK is one of the hardest places to create certain things because of the system that's been placed in this country.
For sure.
It's almost like there's a threshold.
Yeah.
But if you can break through that threshold here, just the same way in New York, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere else.
1,000.
Same way with here, if you can break through that threshold here, you can break through that. You can break through anything anywhere else.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm so glad that I'm in this country.
Yeah.
Because of the adversities, the pressures, the blockages everywhere when you're trying to do things. Yeah. If you can just break through those barriers here, you can do whatever you want.
I definitely 1,000% agree out here.
So that's what my answer is based on.
Okay.
As well.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Next question is interesting one. So you have to start, bench, and trade these players. I already know who you're going to start to an extent. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
I'm going to probably going to, you said start, cut, bench?
Yeah, start, yes. No, start, bench, trade.
Oh, trade?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to trade Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Because Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are the same player to me. It's just me. I'm on the bench, LeBron, and I'm going to start Kobe.
Okay. I thought you would actually start LeBron, but yeah.
I'm going to tell you why I'm starting Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe make everybody around him better. LeBron is a great team player. He's a great coach, like floor general. So I can use his presence on the bench.
Right, to get people ready. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's kind of coaching people up on the sideline. Jordan's going to be Jordan. He's going to shoot and get his points regardless. So go do it on another team. But Kobe Bryant's going to make everybody around him better. And his work ethic. And I'm not saying Michael Jordan didn't have the same.
Of course, yeah.
But they're the same player. So it's like, why do I need two of you on the team? You know what I'm saying? Kobe, I need you to go out there and show everybody how to be better and make them better. And then LeBron needs you to kind of coach and kind of guide people. You can be the sixth man. Nothing wrong being the sixth man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Lou Will did it for years. Made a career out of it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. And last but not least, who would you like to see on this podcast, and who would you like to invite onto this podcast as well, or connect us to go on this podcast?
I would like to have Ty out here. I would love to have Ty, because I mean she is a basketball player, so I mean it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely like to see her out here. And a person I would, you know, I guess I could say I would invite her, but another person I would invite out here to be on this I would like to see Rich Paul. I'd like to see Rich Paul.
We're making it happen. Yeah.
No, I believe it. However I can help, you know, I got a couple connections.
Okay,
however I can help push that you know that threshold for that. Man, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I used to live in Cleveland, so
okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of connected to a couple people he's connected to. You know, I'm not saying we're best of friends, but ain't nothing. A couple phone calls.
That's true. We've been emailing since last year.
Yeah.
As in, like, emailed him, Georgia Bright, Brittany McCallum, Omar Wilkes.
I got a couple contacts.
We've been trying to get in touch with them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we might be getting. I don't know if you know Max Hazard. He's a coordinator at Clutch as well, so we might be getting him on the podcast. We got connected through another guy. I don't know if you've heard of in LA they run this thing called the League.
The League sounds super familiar.
Yeah, it's part of like this sneaker design brand called The Surgeon. So they do.
I heard of that. I heard of Surgeon.
Yeah. So we had Ron on the podcast. We actually just released his episode this week, and he connected me with Max Hazard, Clutch as well. But it's just the waiting game, like you said.
Gotcha.
Like, obviously it happens. So
Clutch.
yeah.
No, let me know however I can help, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm always, like I said, I'm always down to help people. I got a couple contacts from Clutch and a couple people I know, so I'll definitely
appreciate that.
Throw them your way. Hopefully they land in your spot though. But I definitely would love to see Rich on here, and even myself have a conversation with him.
Yeah, 100%.
Just kind of tap into the mind and 100%. You know what I'm saying, figure out how me and him can work together, connect. So
appreciate that. Thank you. Curtis, it's been an amazing conversation, man.
Likewise, brother.
It's been an amazing conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. I I hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. But before you go, I do want you guys to do something for us. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment this episode, subscribe to our channel. We're bringing so much content for you guys, and we appreciate you guys obviously watching and sharing as well. But in the comments, do let us know what you think. We're always looking to improve and get better with what we're doing to create more content for you guys. Give us feedback, let us know that you like it or you don't like it so that we know how to improve. And also down in the description, follow the links, and there's a link to Curtis's Instagram page and our Instagram page. Do follow us and connect with us on there as well. But we appreciate you guys for watching. Take care, and Coach David out. Peace.